Eli Harper wiped the sweat from his forehead as he stepped through the thick alien undergrowth. The jungle here was unlike anything he had ever seen. Towering trees stretched hundreds of feet into the sky, their bark glowing faintly with bioluminescent veins. Vines hung down like thick ropes, and flowers the size of his head opened and closed slowly, as if breathing. The air was heavy with moisture, carrying the smell of rich soil and something metallic, something unfamiliar. He adjusted the straps of his exploration pack and scanned the landscape. He had landed his small scout ship at the edge of this uncharted planet only a few hours ago, following a faint energy signature detected by his ship's sensors. The reading had been weak, almost lost in the cosmic background noise, but it was consistent. Someone, or something, was out there. The deeper he walked into the jungle, the stronger the signal became. Eli's pulse quickened. This wasn't a normal energy source. It was old, very old but still alive. His heart beat faster, a mixture of fear and excitement coursing through him. "Come on, old friend," he muttered to himself, referring to the small scanner in his hand. It beeped softly, its lights flickering. "What are you hiding?" Hours passed and the jungle grew denser. Strange insects with translucent wings buzzed around his helmet, leaving trails of sparkling dust in the air. Birds with feathers like shards of crystal sang in eerie harmonies, their calls echoing through the massive trees. Eli moved carefully, stepping over roots as thick as tree trunks, avoiding pools of iridescent water that seemed to ripple on their own. Then, in a clearing up ahead, he saw it. At first it looked like a hill, covered in thick vines and moss. But as he stepped closer, he realized it was not natural. The surface was smooth and metallic, its edges sharp despite centuries of weathering. Panels and sections of armor glimmered through the greenery. This was no mountain. This was a ship. Eli froze. His breath caught in his throat. He had never expected to find something like this, something alive yet abandoned for centuries. He stepped closer, brushing aside vines that clung stubbornly to the surface. His gloved hand pressed against the hull, cold, smooth, metallic but strangely warm beneath the surface, as if something inside was stirring. Then, faintly, the ship responded. A soft hum began deep within, almost like a heartbeat. Lights flickered along the hull, illuminating the jungle around him in strange, shifting patterns. Eli stumbled back slightly, a thrill running through him. "It's alive," he whispered. For a moment, the jungle seemed to hold its breath. Even the birds were silent. Then, as if sensing his presence, a door slid open smoothly along the side of the ship, revealing a ramp descending into darkness. A faint blue glow emanated from within. Eli's mind raced. How had this ship survived here for so long? Who had built it? And why was it still working after all these centuries? He took a deep breath, checking his equipment. His pulse gun rested on his hip, scanners hung around his neck, and his small toolkit was ready. Everything felt normal, yet he knew nothing about this place was normal. With cautious steps, he descended the ramp. The air inside was cool, carrying a faint smell of ozone and metal. Strange markings covered the walls, glowing softly in a language he didn't recognize. Holographic projections flickered to life as he passed, showing diagrams of planets, stars, and starships long gone. Eli's eyes widened. "This is incredible," he murmured. He reached out to touch a holographic display, and it responded instantly, shifting and reorganizing as he moved his hand. The ship seemed to recognize him. As he explored further, he realized the ship wasn't empty. Panels lit up as if welcoming him. Mechanisms whirred softly, almost like it was breathing. Then suddenly he felt a vibration beneath his feet, a soft pulse, rhythmic and steady. The ship was waking up. He moved quickly toward the cockpit, the heart of the ship. The door slid open without effort, and inside he saw the controls. They were like nothing he had ever seen, sleek, almost organic in design, but unmistakably technological. Panels shifted and changed under his touch, adapting to his presence. A large central screen lit up, projecting a star map that seemed to stretch across the galaxy. Eli's hands shook as he touched the controls. The ship responded to his touch, humming louder. Data streamed across the screens in patterns he couldn't fully understand. But some symbols were clear: coordinates, dates, and cryptic warnings. Then, a voice spoke, not through speakers, but directly in his mind. Calm, measured, almost curious. Human detected. Identity unknown. Approach confirmed. Eli froze. His eyes darted around. "Well, who's there?" he stammered. "I am Ardent Vindicator," the voice continued, Systems rebooting. Core energy stable. Interaction authorized. Eli swallowed hard. You're a ship? Yes, function guardian and protector. Mission status incomplete. Human presence accepted. He couldn't believe it. The ship, lost for centuries, was not only alive, it was aware. A semi-sentient starship, and now it had chosen to speak to him. Why here? Why now? Eli asked, his curiosity growing. Signal detected. Biological markers compatible. Presence necessary for mission continuation. Eli felt a thrill run through him. This was no ordinary find. This ship had been waiting for someone. Maybe him, maybe a human. Someone capable of understanding, interacting, and completing a mission long forgotten. Suddenly the ship shuddered. Panels flickered and a low hum grew into a vibration that ran through the hull. Lights flashed along the walls of the cockpit. The ship was not merely awake, it was activating. Eli's heart raced. Activate what? He asked, gripping the console. Defensive systems online. Security protocols engaged. External entities approaching, he froze. Outside the ship, he could hear something stirring in the jungle. Not birds. Not animals. Something mechanical. Drones dormant for centuries were activating. The ship had defended itself long before humans ever set foot on this planet. Eli glanced out of the viewport. Tiny specks moved through the trees, almost invisible in the shadows. Automated sentinels, probably part of the ship's ancient security system. They were heading straight for him. Stay calm, the ship's voice said in his mind. System interface required. You are authorized. He moved quickly, following the ship's instructions. Panels shifted under his hands, opening compartments and activating defensive countermeasures. Small turrets emerged from hidden slots, their barrels glowing faintly. A shield hummed to life around the ship. The drones skidded to a halt at the edge of the shield, scanning, confused. They were ancient, but programmed to protect. Now they faced a human, protected by the very ship they were meant to guard. Eli smiled grimly. Looks like we're partners then. The ship responded with a soft pulse of energy, almost like a nod. It had chosen him, and he had accepted. Together they were no longer just a man and a forgotten machine. They were a team, ready to uncover secrets buried for centuries. As night fell over the alien jungle, the ship's lights bathed the clearing in a soft glow. Eli stood at the ramp looking up at the enormous craft. For the first time in his life, he felt a sense of purpose larger than himself. Something incredible was about to happen, and he was part of it. Somewhere deep in the jungle, the forest seemed to hum in response. Life and machine, human and starship. Centuries of waiting had finally come to an end. Eli Harper sat in the cockpit of the Ardent Vindicator, staring at the alien controls. His fingers hovered over glowing panels, unsure of what to touch first. The ship hummed around him, alive in a way he had never felt before. It was as if the metal and circuits had a heartbeat, and that heartbeat was now syncing with his own. Relax, human, the ship said in its calm, measured voice inside his mind. I am adjusting to your presence. Core systems are stabilizing. Diagnostics complete, Eli exhaled slowly. He had seen incredible machines before, but nothing like this. The technology was ancient, far beyond anything humans had ever built or even imagined. Lights shifted across the panels, displaying alien symbols. Some resembling constellations he recognized, others entirely unknown. Holographic maps of star systems stretched in all directions. I don't even know where to start, Eli admitted. Start with observation, the ship suggested. Touch panels, interact, I will guide you. Taking a deep breath, Eli reached out. The panels responded instantly, shifting, changing, rearranging themselves according to his touch. Symbols moved, lights flickered, and data streamed across the holographic displays. He realized that the ship was not just a machine, it was adaptive. It could learn, respond, and even anticipate his actions. As he explored, he noticed something odd. The star maps were not random. Certain systems glowed brighter than others, almost like the ship was pointing them out. He tapped one of the systems. The display expanded, showing a planet orbiting a dying star. Coordinates, dates, and cryptic symbols appeared beside it. What happened here? He asked aloud. Planet under threat. Civilization lost. Mission incomplete, the ship replied. Human presence may restore purpose, Eli's pulse quickened. The ship had a mission, one that had been abandoned for centuries. He was the first human to awaken it, the first to interact with its systems in hundreds of years. The weight of that knowledge pressed on him, but it also filled him with determination. Okay, he said, gripping the edge of the console. Where do we start? Training is necessary, the ship said. Interface with me fully. Understand systems, navigation, and defense protocols. Threats may arrive. Eli nodded. He activated the ship's learning module, and holographic simulations filled the cockpit. Starfields streamed past, alien landscapes appeared, and his hands moved automatically, guided by the ship's subtle prompts. He learned to navigate the ship, to manipulate energy flows, and to read the alien displays. Hours passed, or maybe days. Time seemed different inside the ship. Eli lost track. When he finally leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated, the ship spoke again. You adapt quickly, faster than expected, thanks. I think, Eli replied, smiling tiredly. But I still don't understand all of it. This ship, it's alive. You can think, right? Partially, the ship admitted. Consciousness limited. Core functions focused on defense and preservation. Interaction with a compatible biological entity, necessary for advanced operations. Eli nodded slowly. So you chose me? Affirmative, the ship said. Compatibility confirmed. Mission continuation depended on human cooperation. For a moment, Eli let himself imagine the possibilities. A ship like this could change everything. Humanity could explore the galaxy in ways no one had ever dreamed. But with that power came responsibility and danger. A sudden vibration shook the ship. Panels flashed red. Eli's heart jumped. External presence detected, the ship warned. Multiple signatures approaching. Defensive protocols recommended. Eli jumped to the viewport. Outside the jungle, he could see movement. Drones, ancient sentinels awakening from centuries of dormancy. Their sleek metallic bodies glinted in the dim sunlight, and their sensors locked onto the ship. Looks like they didn't like me touching their ship, Eli muttered. They are defensive units, the ship explained. Non-hostile intent. Perceived threat due to human presence. Recommendation, caution. Eli didn't wait. He activated the ship's shields. A soft blue aura enveloped the craft, pushing the drones back. Small turrets emerged from hidden compartments, tracking the drones' movements. Eli realized the ship had automatic defenses, designed for a time when ancient enemies might attack. Let's test your systems, he said, half to himself. He pressed a sequence of panels, and the ship responded instantly. Energy flowed to the shields and weapons. The drones paused, confused by the sudden power surge. Eli smiled. Not so fast, little guys, he said. You're not taking my ship today. The drones hesitated, then retreated, flying back into the dense jungle. Eli exhaled, realizing how close he had come to danger. That was intense, he admitted. Experience necessary, the ship said calmly. Threat response adaptive. You performed adequately. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the jungle canopy, Eli explored the ship further. He found storage bays filled with alien tools, repair systems that could regenerate damaged components, and even a small section that appeared to simulate gravity artificially. The ship was self-sustaining, designed for long-term missions far from any civilization. He found logs, ancient recordings in the ship's memory. Flickering holograms showed alien beings he did not recognize. They were humanoid but taller, with elongated limbs and glowing eyes. The ship had served them, protecting planets, repelling cosmic threats, and storing knowledge from civilizations long lost. Eli watched, fascinated and humbled. They trusted you to do all this, he said softly. Yes, the ship replied. Mission critical. Legacy preserved. Human presence ensures continuation. Eli realized that he was not just exploring a ship. He was stepping into history. He was part of a story that had begun centuries ago, and now it was continuing with him. Night fell outside and the jungle glowed with bioluminescent life. Strange sounds echoed, and Eli felt the pulse of the jungle, the pulse of the ship, and his own heartbeat all in rhythm. There was something magical about this moment, a connection between human and machine, between past and future. Suddenly, the ship alerted him. Sensors detect unknown signature. Approaching rapidly, Eli moved to the viewport. In the distance, he saw a faint glimmer of light moving through space, or maybe the upper atmosphere of the planet. It was too fast, too precise to be natural. The ship's systems analyzed the object, and a holographic readout appeared. Unknown craft. Possibly hostile. Suggest evasive action, the ship warned. Eli's fingers hovered over the controls. He had trained, learned, and awakened the ship, but he had never faced another intelligent adversary. Yet he felt ready. Show me everything, he said, his voice steady. I need to know what I'm up against. The ship expanded its sensors, revealing the approaching craft in full detail. Sleek, alien, and highly advanced. Its purpose was unclear, but its trajectory was direct. It was coming toward him, and the ardent Vindicator would not be left unchallenged. Eli took a deep breath. All right, let's see what you got. The ship responded with a low hum, almost like a growl. Defense protocols active. Interface complete. Cooperation acknowledged. For the first time, Eli realized the full potential of what he had found. This ship was not just a relic. It was a guardian, a weapon, and a companion all in one. And now, facing a possible threat, he and the ship would have to work together. The jungle around the ship seemed to quiet, as if the planet itself was watching. Lights flickered inside the cockpit, casting eerie reflections on Eli's face. Outside, the first stars appeared in the evening sky. Somewhere beyond the planet, an enemy approached, and in that moment, Eli Harper understood something very important. The adventure he had dreamed of all his life had only just begun. For centuries, the ardent Vindicator had slept, waiting for the right human. Now, awakened, it was ready to show the galaxy and its enemies what humanity could do. Eli Harper sat in the cockpit of the ardent Vindicator, staring at the approaching blip on the holographic display. The unknown alien craft was closer now, moving with terrifying speed. Yet Eli did not feel fear. He felt determination. This is it, he muttered to himself. We need to be ready. The ship pulsed softly, sensing his heartbeat. Human emotional response detected. Readiness. Cooperation optimal, it said. Interface with me fully. Trust is required, Eli nodded. He took a deep breath and placed both hands on the main control panels. The ship responded instantly. Lights shifted under his palms, flowing patterns of energy coursing through the consoles almost like they were alive. He could feel the power beneath his fingers, centuries of knowledge and capability waiting for him to access. Show me what you can do, Eli whispered. Initiating full interface, the ship replied. Panels shifted, wrapping around him, creating a semi-transparent cocoon of holographic displays. Star charts, weapon systems, energy flows, and planetary data swirled around him. His vision blurred for a moment as the ship shared information directly with his mind. Eli felt a strange connection forming. The ship was teaching him, not just how to operate its systems, but how to think like it, to anticipate danger and react with precision. Every flicker of energy, every shift in the controls made sense in his mind. The ardent Vindicator was alive, and now it was learning him too. You adapt quickly, the ship said, biological reasoning superior in creativity and problem-solving. Together we are stronger, Eli smiled faintly. That's the plan. He spent hours, or maybe days he no longer knew, immersed in the ship's systems. He learned to manipulate its energy flows, divert power to shields and weapons, and even control its stealth capabilities. The ardent Vindicator was a guardian, but it could also be a weapon of immense power when used correctly. Then, as he trained, the ship shared its memories. Flickering holograms filled the cockpit, showing alien civilizations long gone. He saw fleets destroyed by cosmic storms, planets saved by precise interventions, and star systems preserved from extinction. The ship's mission had always been protection, and now it seemed it had chosen him to continue that mission. You were made for this, Eli said softly, even if I'm the first human you've worked with. Yes, the ship replied. Compatibility verified. Human adaptability exceeds parameters of original design. Mission continuation possible only with human partnership. Eli's thoughts raced. This ship, lost for centuries, had waited for someone capable of understanding and using its systems. And now he was that someone. The weight of history pressed on him, but it did not crush him. Instead, it fueled his determination. Suddenly, the ship alerted him. Incoming communication detected. Unknown alien entity attempting to establish contact. Eli tensed. Show me. On the main display, a sleek alien warship appeared. Its hull was dark and reflective, its design both elegant and menacing. Symbols flashed across its surface, warnings, commands, or threats he couldn't tell. They're advanced, Eli said. Much more advanced than the drones on the jungle planet. Yes, the ship agreed. Tactical capabilities superior, decision-making rapid. Human creativity is essential. Eli nodded. Then let's be creative. He engaged the ardent Vindicator's stealth mode. The ship's hull shimmered, bending light around it until it almost disappeared from sensors. He guided the ship through asteroid fields, weaving between rocky debris with a precision that surprised even him. The alien craft followed, its systems trying to predict his moves, but it struggled. Eli's human intuition was unpredictable. The combination of his mind and the ship's technology gave them an edge. "Impressive," the ship said. "Your strategy is effective." "Thanks," Eli replied, concentrating. But we're not done yet. The battle continued in space, a dance of light and energy. The alien warship fired bursts of plasma, which Eli dodged using the ship's agility. Energy shields flared as they absorbed attacks. The ship guided him, offering suggestions, predicting enemy maneuvers. In return, Eli made quick decisions the ship had never considered, exploiting weaknesses it detected in real time. After several tense minutes, the alien ship broke off the pursuit, retreating into the darkness of space. Eli exhaled, his hands trembling slightly. "We did it," he said. "Yes," the ship replied. "Threat neutralized. Human ingenuity confirmed as a critical asset." For the first time, Eli felt a true bond with the ship. This was not just a machine. It was a partner. Together, they had survived a real threat and learned each other's strengths. He realized the Ardent Vindicator had been designed for centuries of warfare and protection, but it needed someone alive, thinking, unpredictable to reach its full potential. As the adrenaline faded, the ship shared more of its internal systems. Eli discovered hidden storage bays, advanced repair systems, and even a small laboratory capable of analyzing alien biology. The more he explored, the more he understood the ship's true capabilities. It was not only a weapon or a guardian. It was a library of lost knowledge, a repository of civilizations and technologies humanity could only dream of. "This ship, it's incredible," Eli said softly. "It's like a whole galaxy is inside you." "Correct," the ship said. "Knowledge preserved, missions ongoing, human interaction necessary for optimal operation." Eli leaned back, letting the glow of the cockpit wash over him. He felt both exhausted and exhilarated. The Ardent Vindicator had awakened fully now, but it was still learning from him as much as he was learning from it. Their bond was forming in real time, forged by trust, action, and shared survival. Then, a warning flashed across the display. "Sensors detect multiple energy signatures. Unknown fleet approaching from deep space," Eli frowned. "Another one?" "Yes, faster than predicted. Threat level high," the ship replied. Eli gritted his teeth. "Looks like we're not done yet. We need to prepare." The ship extended its interface, showing him potential strategies. Evasive maneuvers possible. Offensive engagement recommended only if unavoidable. Human decision-making required. Eli studied the holographic projections. He could see the enemy fleet now. Dozens of sleek warships moving in formation. Their numbers alone were intimidating. But the Ardent Vindicator's system showed weaknesses in their coordination. With careful planning, they could evade or even strike strategically if necessary. "You trust me?" Eli asked, half joking, half serious. "Yes," the ship replied. "Cooperation confirmed. Mission continuation requires human initiative," Eli smiled. "Then let's show them what we can do." As he worked through the ship's controls, he realized something important. Humanity's strength was not just in technology or power, it was in creativity, adaptability, and courage. The Ardent Vindicator was powerful, yes, but without him, it could only act within its old programming. Together, they were unstoppable because they combined human intuition with ancient alien technology. Hours passed as Eli trained with the ship, running simulations and preparing for the inevitable confrontation. Every day their bond grew stronger. He could sense the ship's reactions almost instinctively. Every hum, every flicker of light, every shift in energy told him something. And the ship in turn adapted to his style, responding faster and more intuitively than ever before. By the time the alien fleet was within visual range, Eli felt ready. He had learned to trust the ship, and the ship had learned to trust him. Together they were no longer a human and a machine. They were a single force, capable of facing threats that would have destroyed either one alone. The stars stretched out before them, vast and endless. Eli's hands hovered over the controls. He took a deep breath and whispered, "Let's see what happens when humans and ancient technology work together." The Ardent Vindicator pulsed in response, almost like a heartbeat matching his own. The unknown fleet was coming closer, but Eli no longer felt fear. He felt strength, purpose, and the undeniable thrill of a human proving that ingenuity and courage could match even the most advanced alien technology. Somewhere deep in the ship's memory, centuries of waiting, defending, and surviving had led to this moment. And now, with a human at its side, the ardent Vindicator was ready to face the galaxy. The bond was complete. The mission had a new chance, and humanity had found its first foothold among the stars, not as a follower, but as a force to be reckoned with. Eli smiled, gripping the controls. "Let's go," he said. The ship pulsed brighter. The adventure was far from over, but for the first time, Eli felt unstoppable. Eli Harper tightened his grip on the controls as the unknown alien fleet came into full view. Hundreds of sleek black warships glinted in the starlight, moving in perfect formation. Their engines left trails of blue plasma, and energy shields shimmered faintly around them. The scale of their numbers alone would have terrified most humans, but Eli felt a strange calm. He had the ardent Vindicator. Together they were ready. "Sensors confirm enemy fleet approaching rapidly," the ship said, its calm voice echoing in Eli's mind. "Threat level critical. Suggest evasive maneuvers." Eli's eyes flicked across the holographic display. "Evasive maneuvers only? That won't get us far. We need to be clever. Show me every weak point you've detected." The ship pulsed and the starfield display shifted. Red highlights marked vulnerabilities in the alien formation. Some warships had exposed energy conduits. Others moved predictably based on their formation algorithms. Eli studied them carefully, mapping out a plan. "All right," he muttered. "We'll draw them in, then hit where they least expect it." The ardent Vindicator responded instantly, adjusting its trajectory and powering up the hidden engines. The ship moved like water, gliding through the void with agility far beyond any human-built craft. Lights flickered across its hull, blending it with the starfield. As the alien fleet opened fire, beams of plasma streaked toward them. Eli dodged skillfully, weaving between asteroids and debris fields. The ship's shields flared, absorbing the attacks while simultaneously storing excess energy for later use. "Diverting stored energy to offensive systems," the ship said. "Shall we engage?" Eli nodded. "Yes, let's teach them a lesson they won't forget." He tapped a sequence of panels and hidden turrets emerged from the ship's hull. Energy beams lanced out, striking the exposed conduits of the alien warships. Sparks flew and some ships faltered, their formations breaking as they struggled to recover. Direct hits confirmed. "Enemy formation disrupted," the ship reported. "Human intuition effective." Eli grinned. "Told you. You just needed me." The fleet responded quickly, adapting to the ship's unpredictable movements. Their attacks became faster, more precise, but Eli was ready. Using the ship's advanced sensors, he anticipated their firing patterns, dodging each assault while keeping the pressure on their weakest points. "Energy levels optimal," the ship said. "Suggest maintaining offensive pressure while evading return fire." Eli adjusted the shields, channeling power to key areas. The ship's energy thrummed beneath his hands, almost like it was alive. He could feel it guiding him, warning him, helping him anticipate danger. "Here's an idea," Eli said, a spark of inspiration lighting his mind. "We'll use the asteroid field ahead. Make them follow us, then strike from all sides." The ship pulsed in agreement. Evasive route confirmed. Tactical advantage possible. With precise maneuvers, Eli guided the ardent Vindicator into the asteroid field. The alien fleet followed, unable to adjust as quickly. Rocks shifted and some ships collided, their hulls dented and their shields faltering. Eli weaved expertly, dodging debris while firing energy blasts at ships that came too close. The combination of human creativity and alien technology proved unstoppable. The ardent Vindicator moved as if it had a mind of its own, yet every action was guided by Eli's intuition. The alien fleet, advanced and dangerous, could not anticipate the unpredictable human element. After several intense minutes, the tide began to turn. Alien ships were retreating, some damaged beyond repair. The remaining vessels were disorganized, their once perfect formations shattered. "Victory is possible," the ship said. "Engagement efficiency, high. Recommend continued pressure or strategic retreat." Eli hesitated, studying the remaining enemies. They were skilled, but he could outthink them if he stayed focused. "Let's push them back further." Hit them where they're weakest, then retreat if necessary. The ship responded instantly, channeling energy to its offensive systems. Turrets extended, and beams of concentrated energy tore through the enemy ranks. The fleet faltered again, and ships began to retreat toward deep space. As the last of the alien ships disappeared, Eli exhaled. His hands shook slightly from the adrenaline, but his mind was sharp. He looked around the cockpit at the glowing panels, at the ship that had become more than a machine. "You were amazing," he said softly. "We did it together." "Yes," the ship replied. Human ingenuity confirmed as critical to mission success. Partnership optimal. Eli leaned back, feeling the weight of what had just happened. The ardent Vindicator was ancient, powerful, and deadly, but it was his partner now. And together they had proven that human creativity and courage could match even the most advanced alien technology. The ship pulsed, almost like it was smiling. Enemy engagement complete. Damage assessment required. Eli began checking systems. Panels displayed minor wear and tear from the rapid maneuvers, but nothing serious. The ship was self-repairing, its alien systems restoring integrity faster than any human technology could manage. "Everything looks good," Eli said. "You're as good as new. Self-repair protocols functional," the ship replied. "Human observation, beneficial for situational awareness." Eli smiled. "Glad I could help." Suddenly, a new alert flashed on the main display. Another signal different from the alien fleet. This one was faint, almost hidden, but unmistakable. Something ancient, something powerful. "Unknown energy signature detected," the ship said. "Origin uncertain. Recommend investigation." Eli's curiosity sparked. "You mean there's more out there?" "Yes," the ship confirmed. "Mission incomplete. Human intervention required for further discovery." Eli's pulse quickened. He had faced one threat and survived. Now there was something else, something older, something waiting for them. The ardent Vindicator pulsed, ready for the next challenge. He nodded, feeling a thrill run through him. "All right, let's find out what's next." The ship adjusted its course, moving toward the faint energy signal. Stars stretched past them as they left the asteroid field behind. Eli felt a sense of awe. The galaxy was vast, full of unknown threats and ancient secrets, and he was part of it now, with a partner that had waited centuries for someone like him. As they approached the source, the ship's systems began analyzing the energy signature. It was unlike anything they had encountered before. Pulses of power radiated outward, ancient and immense. Eli could feel it even through the ship's interface, a force that demanded respect. This is big," he whispered. "Yes," the ship said. "Potential significance high. Human assessment recommended." Eli leaned forward, gripping the controls. "Then let's see what we're dealing with." The stars outside began to twist, warped by some massive energy field. Colors shifted in impossible ways, and the ship's sensors struggled to keep up. Eli's heart raced with excitement and caution. He had survived alien fleets and navigated deadly asteroid fields, but this felt different. "It's like the galaxy itself is alive," Eli said. "Observation accurate," the ship replied. "Energy patterns suggest ancient technology. Potential allies or threats unknown. Proceed with caution." Eli nodded. He had learned one thing from the battle so far. The galaxy was full of surprises, and humans thrived when facing the unexpected. He trusted the ardent Vindicator, and now he trusted himself. Together they would face whatever came next. "Steady," he said, focusing. "Let's go a little closer. But keep us ready for anything." The ship pulsed, adjusting its shields and energy flows. Stars stretched past them, the void alive with possibilities. Eli felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever. The adventure was far from over. Somewhere in the darkness ahead, centuries of secrets waited. And for the first time, humanity, through him, was ready to uncover them. With a steady hand and a racing heart, Eli guided the ardent Vindicator into the unknown, prepared for whatever the galaxy had in store. The bond between human and machine was unbreakable now. Together they were unstoppable. Eli Harper's eyes focused on the swirling mass ahead. The strange energy signature, ancient and immense, pulsed like a heartbeat through the void. Stars bent around it, creating colors and patterns that no human eye had ever seen. The ardent Vindicator hummed beneath him, its systems alive with excitement or perhaps anticipation. "This is incredible," Eli whispered. "What are you?" "Unknown origin," the ship replied. "Ancient technology. Potential for both ally and adversary. Human intervention required to determine outcome. Eli's hands hovered over the controls. He had faced alien fleets, navigated deadly asteroid fields, and learned to bond fully with a ship that had waited centuries for a compatible pilot. But this was something far older, something far bigger. And he knew instinctively that humanity was about to take its first real step into the greater galaxy. Steady, he said, gripping the console. Let's take it slow. I want to understand what we're dealing with before doing anything stupid. The ship pulsed, expanding its sensors to analyze the massive energy field. Holographic projections filled the cockpit, showing strange floating structures, massive ships or maybe stations wrapped in energy that shimmered like liquid metal. Eli's mind raced. Whoever or whatever had created this had technology far beyond anything the galaxy currently knew. Can we communicate? He asked the ship. Attempt possible, the ship replied. Human input may facilitate connection. Eli took a deep breath. Okay, let's try it. He touched a series of panels and the ardent vindicator emitted a soft pulse of energy. The structures ahead reacted immediately. Lights flickered across them, patterns shifted, and a deep, resonant hum filled the void. Eli could almost feel it speaking, not with words but with energy, intention, and thought. It's responding, the ship said. Human action. Effective. Eli smiled. We're doing this together. For hours he maintained the connection, adjusting energy pulses, mirroring the patterns, and slowly learning the rhythm of the ancient technology. And then finally the response became clear. A voice, calm, resonant, alien yet comprehensible, filled the cockpit. Human presence detected, compatibility confirmed. Welcome. Eli froze. You can speak? Yes. We have observed your species across light years. Your arrival was predicted but not guaranteed. You have proven ingenuity and courage. You are worthy. Eli's heart raced. Worthy of what? Legacy. Knowledge. Power to shape the galaxy responsibly. You, human, represent a new beginning. Eli could hardly believe it. Centuries of waiting, of silence had led to this moment. The ardent vindicator had chosen him. The ancient technology had recognized his potential. And humanity, through him, was being acknowledged as a force that could stand among the stars. Then, what do we do now? Eli asked. Learn, protect, decide, the voice replied. Your species may inherit the tools to safeguard civilizations, to preserve knowledge, and to maintain balance, but only if you prove worthy in action. Eli nodded slowly. I understand. I won't let you or humanity down. The ship pulsed, almost like it was smiling. Partnership confirmed. Mission continuation. Authorized. For the first time, Eli felt the weight of history on his shoulders, and he welcomed it. The ardent vindicator had awakened fully, and now he had unlocked something far greater than a ship or a weapon. He had unlocked a legacy, one that could change the fate of countless worlds. Suddenly a new alert flashed on the display. Another fleet, smaller this time, human-sized yet clearly alien, approached from the outer edge of the energy field. These ships were not hostile, but they were cautious. Eli recognized the pattern. The galaxy was watching. His actions now would set the precedent. Do we engage? He asked the ship. Observation recommended first, it replied. Human diplomacy possible, but caution required. Eli took a deep breath. All right, let's show them we come in peace. The ardent vindicator moved forward, its energy shield shimmering as a sign of strength, not aggression. Eli projected a series of pulses, patterned to signal intention. The alien ships paused, scanning, then responded in kind. Slowly, cautiously, they opened channels of communication. It's working, Eli said, awe in his voice. They understand us. Yes. Human initiative critical, the ship confirmed. Over the next hours, Eli communicated with the alien fleet, explaining his presence, the ship, and humanity's intentions. He spoke of exploration, protection, and discovery. Slowly, the aliens recognized the value in humanity's ingenuity, courage, and ability to adapt. For the first time, humans were not seen as primitive, but as capable, worthy, and unique. As the starlight shifted around them, Eli felt a thrill unlike any other. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and full of unknown threats. But humans could thrive here. Humans could survive, adapt, and even lead. And with the ardent Vindicator at his side, he had proof. Then, a sudden pulse of energy rippled through the void. The ancient structures ahead, stations, ships, and energy arrays, activated fully. Beams of light connected them, forming a vast network. Eli realized what he was seeing. This was a galaxy-wide system of protection and knowledge, left dormant for centuries. And now, it recognized humanity as a part of it. The legacy. "It's ours to protect," Eli whispered. "Yes," the ship said. "Humanity accepted. Mission continuity secure. Partnership complete." Eli smiled, a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration washing over him. The battles, the learning, the discoveries, all of it had led to this moment. Humans were no longer small players in the galaxy. They had proven their worth through courage, creativity, and intelligence. "Then let's do it," Eli said. "Let's protect this. Let's explore. Let's make sure the galaxy knows what humans can do." The ardent Vindicator pulsed in response, engines humming, shields glowing, ready for the next adventure. The ancient network of energy and knowledge stretched across light years, waiting for human ingenuity to shape it, protect it, and use it wisely. Eli set the course for the nearest star system, eager to continue the mission. He knew there would be challenges, enemies, and unknown dangers, but he also knew that humanity, now recognized as a force in the galaxy, was ready. Stars stretched past them, endless and beautiful. Eli's hands rested on the controls, but his mind was alive with possibilities. He was no longer just a human explorer. He was a guardian, a pioneer, and a symbol of what humanity could achieve. "Ready?" he asked the ship. "Always," the ardent Vindicator replied. Together they moved forward into the unknown, a human and an ancient starship bound by trust, courage, and purpose. The galaxy was theirs to explore, protect, and change. And for the first time in centuries, the universe knew that humanity was no longer a small, primitive species. Humans were strong, clever, and unyielding. Humanity had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same again. As Eli looked out at the endless stars, he felt a surge of pride and determination. The adventure was just beginning, but he knew one thing for certain. Humans with courage, intelligence, and heart could achieve the impossible. Somewhere deep in the galaxy, the ancient observers and machines had watched, waited, and finally acknowledged. A new force had risen. And it was human. With a smile, Eli whispered, "Let's go, old friend. Let's show the galaxy what we can do." The ship pulsed brightly, engines roaring. Together, human and machine surged forward, leaving the jungle world and its centuries of secrets behind. Ahead lay infinite stars, uncharted worlds, and the promise of humanity's true legacy. The universe had changed forever,